And now, the After the Bell podcast with Bill Neville, Lee Morgan, and Corey Pontes.
We're a three-man band! We're really not astray. We know just where we stand. We'll clean this mess up that you made. Then you'll understand we're a three-man band.
Yes, that's right. You heard them right. After the Bell is now a three-man band. Well, technically speaking, we're a two-man and one-woman band, but for the sake of argument and for the sake of using a wrestling theme, we are now a three-man band as we welcome aboard officially to the After the Bell podcast, Corey Pontes.
You know, I was thinking this whole intro, who I'm going to call in 3MB, and I couldn't come to any conclusion. They're all so terrible. So I will be Hornswoggle, actually.
So you're going to be the half man?
Yeah, I'll be the half man.
Okay.
I'll be
How about
Drew.
You could be Drew. All right, well, I'll be Heath because naturally he's the leader of the three-man band.
All right, Jinder can just
Ginger can just
fall away.
go back to hang out with Muhammad Hassan or whoever, wherever he's from. Remember Muhammad Hassan and Davari?
Yes,
I think he's still under the set at SmackDown.
Probably.
Undertaker threw him under
most
there.
likely.
Or in the bottom of the ring after Hulk Hogan took care of him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
After he started beating up Eugene. That's one thing you don't do is you don't beat up the special people.
Can't do it.
Nope. Gonna do it.
Be a star.
No bullying is right. Way off topic there, but everybody, welcome to episode 11 of the After the Bell podcast. We come to you after taking a bit of a sabbatical, but we did return, unlike one Phillip Brooks. There's not too much to talk about this week, but we're going to do a lot of speculation as far as Extreme Rules goes. Not a lot has happened since we talked with you guys last, but first and foremost, I wanted to thank all you guys who have followed our Twitter account in the last 3 weeks. If you guys recall, for the WrestleMania preview show, our goal was to get to 200 followers on Twitter by Sunday of WrestleMania, and we achieved that and then some. And then, however, in the last 2 weeks prior to today, we've climbed to a whopping 698.
Wow. Thanks to Paul Heyman.
That's a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks to Paul Heyman. Thanks to No DQ. Thanks to a couple other huge Twitter accounts that have retweeted us and ended up getting followers and whatnot. But big things are happening. A lot more is in the works in the very near future. As Corey, Lee, and myself have been discussing some things that we're going to bring to you guys that have never been heard on a wrestling podcast before.
We're our own creative team.
We are. And we're pretty damn good at it, too.
I'm Russo.
Sounds good. I'll be... I don't know.
Steph.
Sure. Let's kick it off here, folks, with the ATB poll question of the week that Lee tweeted out earlier this week, and then I followed it up on the ATB Wrestling Twitter. The question was, and you guys were asked to use the hashtag ATB poll and tag ATB Wrestling in your tweets, and the question was, who will be the winner of the number one contenders match between RVD and Wade Barrett? And we had a bunch of responses on Twitter. And I'm going to go through a few of them now and give you guys some shout-outs because you guys took the time to go on Twitter and give us your time of day. So Kyle Schneider says, Wade Barrett will win. I can't see RVD winning. We got Raven Stone says, tough choice. Wade Barrett, period. I think Cesaro is on to bigger things in the Intercontinental Championship if creative doesn't screw him, which she's probably right. A lot of people are saying that Cesaro might be the next Money in the Bank briefcase winner at Money in the Bank in June at the TD Garden in Boston.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I would love that. I'd love to see him swinging around in Boston.
That would be nice. Let's see. Tyler 5 says, I'm going to say Barrett.
What's Tyler 6 say?
I don't know. I don't see a Tyler 6 here. Just Tyler 5. Or no 1 through 4 either.
Yeah, just number 5, huh?
I'm not sure if there is any other Tylers. But anyway, Brent's backup, his Twitter handle is Hooligan506, says Barrett with 5 exclamation points. So I guess he's picking Wade Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
emphatically. Let's see. Gabriel Chavez says Barrett, simple. RVD is there to put people over. Pretty self-explanatory.
that.
I mean, you and I were discussing, Corey, before we came on, that RVD just looks old, and he doesn't look like he can do.
Well, first of all, wish RVD a happy 420 and also happy Earth Day. I'm sure
Yes.
he celebrated those appropriately. But he just can't move the same way he used to. He just too many years.
Sounds about right. I mean, he's got the Shawn Michaels syndrome with the bald spot and the long hair.
2 strands coming out.
It's not a good look, RVD. Maybe if you shave your head, you're not going to look the same. No one's going to recognize you, but it might be time. At least get a whiffle or something. Darcy Armstrong says, ATB poll, Wade Barrett pretty much looks like it's set up for him to get a push, while RVD Cesaro for Extreme Rules. That's not going to happen.
No.
Did not read these tweets before we've been on here. Let's see. Jimmy Milstead says Wade Barrett. Sean Gormley says, I'm going to go with Bad News Barrett. I had RVD, but now I want Barrett to win. Interesting. Juggle Lotus. I'm not going to read his Twitter handle because it has a curse word in it.
That's a name.
No swearing here in the ATV
It's
podcast.
twistdd_F word.
Inappropriate.
Either one is fine with me, but how are they finally pushing Wade Barrett again? I think he'll win, but maybe Cesaro will interfere. I don't think so. I think we're looking at a Cesaro, Jack Swagger. Finally, that'll be over.
Manager versus manager fight.
Paul Heyman and Zeb. I wanted to see Zeb get swung on Raw so bad. But Zeb's not going to take a
No,
bump.
they
He
can't
would
do
die
that.
if that happened.
Although Zeb did take that nice bump in Worcester when he got run over by the wheelchair.
Yeah, he did.
That was great. Phil Stillwagon says Bad News Barrett. Super Mario says Bad News Barrett because he has that bullhammer elbow waiting for Big E. Just saying. He's just saying. Andrew Brown says Wade Barrett will win the whole thing. Yes, it did spell thing with 2 A's. Slashman Jones, who's that?
Oh, that would be me.
Says, if you think RVD is going to win,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
let's see. Jason, JAS8403 says Barrett will win since RVD most likely there to put guys over. Yes, we just read one just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mordecai Viper says, I got to go with Wade Barrett even though I'm a huge RVD fan. Just a couple more here. Wade Barrett will win, but either way I'll be happy, says Stephen J. O'Brien. And finally, Super Mario, his Twitter handle is DarkPassenger29, says, I say Bad News Barrett, but he should be a title contender, just saying.
Everyone's just saying, huh?
Apparently.
If you're typing it, you're saying it. You don't need to put just saying.
Exactly.
I'm goddamn sick of the just saying hashtag. All right, no more.
Sounds good. But thank you, everybody, for participating in the ATB poll question of the week. We will come up with another one. Be sure to keep your eyes out on Twitter, and we will answer the question, and we will read some responses from you guys on next week's After the Bell. Moving on, Daniel Bryan, crazy 3 weeks.
Say the least.
3 Sundays ago, he wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. A couple days later, he marries Brie Bella. A couple days later, his dad passes away.
Apparently, his dad passed away when he was on his honeymoon.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't know until he got back.
Oh, man.
Was he sick,
His
or was it
worst.
kind of a sudden thing?
It was sudden.
That's terrible.
I haven't read anything into it, but how old was he? Do you know?
54.
Oh, man.
54. My goodness. Is it Warrior was 54 too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, obviously it's terrible, and I feel bad for Daniel Bryan. I just feel like he's such a good guy, and I guess if you're going to look for a silver lining, he did see his son's pretty much greatest achievement in his life before he died. So
This is true.
if you can take anything away from it, I guess you can take that. But condolences to Daniel. It's too bad.
Just imagine the emotional roller coaster that Daniel's going through right now. You achieve your dream. You win the World Championship at WrestleMania. You have 75,000 people chanting yes. And then you're on the honeymoon with the love of your life. You're probably eating all sorts of awesome vegan food. And you come home to find out your dad is gone. I can't even fathom what I would think in that situation. It blows my mind. I don't know. Poor Daniel. And now he's got to face Kane at Extreme Rules for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
If Kane wins, I'm quitting the show. Just so you know.
He's definitely
that
not
would be
gonna
a
win.
disgrace.
I do love how they threw Kane right into the picture because, I mean, everyone could see it from a mile away that Evolution versus The Shield was going to happen. And so Batista and Orton temporarily were going to be out of the title picture. The only other logical person you would plug into that situation besides Kane would be Brock Lesnar. And who knows what's going on with him.
He's in North Dakota.
I'm not very happy about that whole situation because that was the main thing that pissed me off about him beating the streak was that why send the guy away for months after he probably has the biggest accomplishment in wrestling history? It just doesn't make sense. That beating the streak would send somebody's career skyrocketing. But Brock Lesnar didn't need that rub, number one. Number two, why wouldn't you have him go after the world title or just run through the roster after beating Undertaker? Because clearly he can beat anybody.
I just think him and Daniel Bryan would have such a nice feud. It's a shame that, WWE set themselves up for it. Brock only has certain dates that he's obligated to make, so it's tough to book a title feud with a guy who's there for half the time. So, yeah, I agree with you, Bill. It's a shame that he's gone and he's doing whatever he's doing, where he should, in an ideal situation, he'd still be appearing on Raw. I'll even call it WWE Monday Night Raw featuring Brock Lesnar if he wants. I have no problem with that.
Yeah. I don't know. It just it drives me crazy seeing Brock going away, and that's what I was worried about. Like I said, that's what I was worried about the whole time. The second Chad Patton's hand hit the mat for 3 at WrestleMania, is Brock Lesnar going to be full time now? And I didn't think he would be, and sure enough, WWE proves me right.
Yeah, it's a real shame. But I read in the dirt sheets that Dr. Shelby was seen at the airport.
Oh, yeah?
No, I made that up.
I was going to say breaking news in the After Bell podcast. Do you have a picture?
I don't.
How do you guys see the Kane and Daniel Bryan feud ending?
Ending?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to just end with this match at Extreme Rules unless something drastic happens. What do you guys think?
I hope it just ends at Extreme Rules.
Yeah,
but
I can't think of anything else.
who's the next guy up, though? That's what I'm thinking.
Do you see Daniel beating Kane and then them just like kind of kissing and making up? Or do you see Kane just staying evil?
It's tough to drop 3 tombstones on a dude
Yeah.
2 weeks before and then they're buds. But, hey, obviously stranger things have happened in WWE. Never say never in the WWE, as we always hear.
Right. And I know we've discussed this before on past shows where what happens if it comes kind of full circle and Kane was just kind of putting Bryan through the ringer all along and then ends up being good friends with him.
I could see a situation where that happens because Steph's been kind of being a jerk to Kane as well. So maybe, I don't know, he turns on Steph, but then, you'd think Triple H would get involved in that situation. So who knows? The title picture is really wide open.
Which is good.
Yeah, with Brock leaving, I don't even know who's the next guy to step up, who's the next top heel.
And I'm glad that WWE went this route because if they put Daniel Bryan versus Batista or Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton at Extreme Rules, it would eventually get redundant. It would be like John Cena versus Randy Orton all last year. Put somebody in the title picture who hasn't been in there in a very long time, and it freshens up the rivalries. And you send Batista, Orton, and Triple H off to the side to take on the Shield, which is going to be an absolutely epic match. It's going to rival Shield versus the Wyatts at Elimination Chamber. Hopefully, even better. But it's so nice to see WWE bringing in new talent. You got Paige, you got Adam Rose coming in, you got what's his name, Bo Dallas coming in.
Leave.
You got Bo Dallas coming in. You got all this new talent coming in. You're seeing Cesaro get pushed. You're seeing Daniel Bryan get pushed, and it's not just the same repetitive crap over and over again. And it's so refreshing to see Kane, who obviously deserves it, to be in the world title picture, at least for a little bit.
Yeah, and like I've said week after week. He is in the best shape I've seen him in the longest time. He looked scary in his costume or whatever on Monday night. So I guess they can maybe extend it out for a few. I mean, what's the next pay-per-view after Extreme Rules? Is it Money in the Bank?
I think it's Money in the Bank. It's about 6 weeks or 7 weeks. Because Extreme Rules is May 4th and Money in the Bank is June 29th.
Yeah, so I'm sure that'll be the next one up. I'm hopefully their little feud there is concluded by then. Then I'm thinking maybe Bray Wyatt. I mean, how long is the Cena feud going to go on for? Maybe Cena or Wyatt. I don't know. It's tough to say. Like you said, it's wide open. Is Cena going to lose in the steel cage on Sunday?
Right.
No one really knows.
And that's another thing. I love seeing John Cena having a top-tier matchup with somebody outside of the title picture. And Bray Wyatt is clearly that guy.
You have Payback before Money in the Bank.
Really?
Yep.
So they're having 3 pay-per-views in a 7-week span?
Yep.
Interesting.
We don't have to pay for him anymore.
That's well, technically you do.
Well,
but
not
$600 less.
yeah.
Well, they would cost what $55 in HD before that. Times 12, it's about $660. And now you're paying 10 times 12, $120 for the year. So 12 pay-per-views for the price of 2, essentially.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen at Payback? I feel like that's always a letdown pay-per-view, or it has been the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just not to get way ahead of ourselves here, but at Money in the Bank, I'm thinking who's going to win that? I guess Cesaro. Like, well, Wyatt. I feel like Wyatt's above that match almost. You know what I mean? So who knows what's going to happen?
Now, we haven't seen, I mean, aside from Evolution, we haven't really seen a 3-man tandem with one of the guys as the top champion in a long time, unless I'm forgetting somebody.
I guess Legacy would be the last one, but that was, 6-7 years ago?
That's true, yeah. I forgot about Legacy. That's Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about them. But, I mean, does Bray Wyatt have any reason to be the world champion while he's still associated with Eric Rowan and Luke Harper?
I don't think so. I think him as just a character right now, that's all he needs.
Right. One question that's always been driving me crazy. Why is Luke Harper and Eric Rowan's last name not Wyatt when they're the Wyatt family?
That I don't know. Was Charles Manson, well, he had a family, right? What was his family called?
I have no idea.
This is completely made up with no fact-checking, but I think they were a bunch of random people.
Oh, really?
And I think it was called the Manson family. And I think it was...
Interesting.
They weren't all related. Again, could be completely made up, but maybe they're going off of that. I'm not really sure.
I don't really have the desire to go and check those facts
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
There was something I was going to ask. Do you guys see... God, if I come up with it again, I'll go back to it. But the Shield versus Evolution rivalry, so to speak. 2 weeks ago, they were beaten down by 11 superstars, followed by the re-debut of Evolution with the most lackluster pop I've ever heard for one of the biggest factions of all time coming back. What was that, Birmingham?
Yep.
Yeah, somebody kept firing tweets over my way. Was getting all pissed off because I was criticizing the crowd.
Yeah, because he was there or something.
He's like, "Oh, us hillbillies are so loud."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. He's like, this show sucked. We gave us like 2-minute matches. I'm like, okay, well, you went to Raw. Sometimes Raw sucks. It is what it is. But anyway, 2 weeks ago, the Shield was beaten down by 11 superstars, followed by the re-debut of Evolution. And this week, Evolution confronted the Shield from the ramp while the Shield was in the ring. And here's what went down.
Hey, I hate to break it to you guys, but last week wasn't the first time we've been beaten up, and it probably won't be the last. Yeah, you guys did a real number on us. Well done. Well done. But hey, I got a question for you, Mr. Cerebral Assassin. Do we look humbled to you? Do we look humbled to you, Triple H? Hey, there's a reason you hired us to protect you and that little cream puff to your left, Randy Orton. You know, like everybody here knows, the Shield, we are the meanest, nastiest, dirtiest, most ruthless animals in this industry. These dogs are hungry, and now these dogs are angry.
Yeah. Take it easy. Yeah, you're angry. You're angry, and you have every right to be. We have every right to be angry after what you did to us last week. You and, 12 other guys, of course. But Batista, for you to say that we have no idea what we've gotten ourselves into is ridiculous. We have every idea. We started this. So let me give you a little dose of reality. You stand up there in your little suits, you don't want to fight. You talk about how destructive you are. You talk about how powerful you are. Talk about how you were built for dominance. Well, you're not. In 2 weeks, at Extreme Rules, you're gonna come face to face with the Hounds of Justice. And it's gonna be all-out war. And when push comes to shove and you got nowhere to run to, you're gonna be looking out for Evolution? I don't think so. Randy Orton, the Viper, gonna be looking out for Randy Orton. I know, Batista, you got a lot of Hollywood obligations. You're gonna be looking out for Batista. And the game, you're gonna do what you always do. You're gonna do what's best for the boss. What you're looking at is the most dominant force in the history of this company. And in 2 weeks, at Extreme Rules, we are gonna rip you to pieces. And this little reunion that you're so proud of, it's gonna come to an abrupt halt. And you got no one to blame but yourself, because when you made the match, Evolution versus the Shield, you put a nail in your own coffin. And at Extreme Rules, we're gonna be the hammer that drives it home.
Last week, you gave us an ultimatum. This week, we give you one. Here in a few seconds, I'm gonna drop this mic, and we're coming up that ramp, and we're gonna beat your asses. You got two options. You can be men, and you can try to fight. Or you can be cream puffs, and you can cower away, and you can hide. Watch.
Uh-oh. What's it gonna be? Here comes the Shield. Oh, look at this. Oh, please. Wait a minute. That's the Raw roster. You're real proud of yourself, huh? You're real proud of yourself.
Option 3. There's always an option 3. Listen up, boys. I said it once, I'll say it again. In life, you either adapt or you perish. That is evolution.
It sounds like Triple H had a little bit of a cold.
And one more thing, who has a lozenge?
Which I wonder which kind he prefers. Maybe Hall's.
Ludens.
Or Ricola.
He turned into John Laurinaitis for a second.
Right?
Yeah.
People power.
WWE Universe.
Sorry, Corey had me in stitches there when he said that. That was a hell of a promo from the Shield.
It was.
I've never really heard too much of Seth Rollins on the mic before, neither Roman Reigns, but Roman was always a man of few words anyway. But Seth was great. He stumbled on one word, but I didn't really notice anything other than that. But the intensity was definitely there, and it was fun to listen to. Dean's always been great on the mic. But those three are definitely selling Extreme Rules for me, even though we don't have to buy it.
I wonder if Dean said cream puff. I wonder if they decided to keep saying cream puff, or Dean said it, and Roman was like, "Oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna say that too."
How do you feel about them calling your boy a cream puff?
You look like a cream puff up there.
You did.
Randy, Triple H is fully suited. Batista's got the vest and the suit. You were in a stupid button down. That's it.
It's what he always used to wear, though, when he was in Evolution.
Come on, he's established now. He's older. He's divorced. He should have nice clothes. I don't know.
Or Orton's wardrobe will be on next week's After the Bell podcast. Let's see here. Matches announced for Extreme Rules. Obviously, we just heard the beginning of one of them. It's the Evolution versus the Shield. I'm not sure what kind of stipulations are going to be on that match. Have any been announced, or is it...
None so far.
I wonder if it's going to be an elimination tag, or is it going to be just all-out 3-on-3, or... Well, it is Extreme Rules. So
It should be 3-on-3.
Yeah, like a tornado, triple tag team.
Yeah.
Hardcore match is what I would like to see.
That'd be nice. Also announced for Extreme Rules, is, as we mentioned earlier, was Kane versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Who do we see coming out on top in this match?
Daniel Bryan. It's an Extreme Rules match. So
Right.
You can go anywhere in the arena.
Now that I just said that, I do remember the point that I was going to bring up earlier.
Okay.
Do we see Kane kidnap Brie Bella next week?
Maybe, because Daniel Bryan's not going to be there.
Right.
Yeah, once I saw Brie in the ring, I was like, okay, she's getting thrown through a table. She's getting kidnapped. She's going somewhere.
I wonder if she's going to be like kind of his sidekick from now on. Come to the ring with him every time.
I would like it.
I would too, absolutely. But I would love to see Kane just really mess with Daniel Bryan and do something along the lines of what Undertaker did to Stephanie McMahon way back in the day, where he sacrifices her or kidnaps her or something along those lines that gets Bryan so fired up that we see a new side, an extreme side of Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules, where he just pummels Kane and hopefully walks out the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
I can't see it any other way. It would be such a colossal shame if Kane won the titles for no reason at age 40 million.
I mean, if they were going to make Daniel Bryan drop the titles right away, I think they wouldn't have let him take the 3 Mondays off after WrestleMania. Aside from his beatdown of Kane, which is taking him off TV because of his arrangements for his father. But I can't imagine that they would pull like a Dolph Ziggler where he loses it within the next week or 2 weeks on somebody who they built up for 6 months to win the world title, or 8 months actually since SummerSlam to win the world title at WrestleMania. I can't imagine them pulling that crap.
But if Kane kidnaps Brie, does that mean Cena now has to get involved due to his Total Divas involvement?
Possibly.
The answer's probably no. But
Yeah,
he
probably
should.
no.
Oh my God, John, go save Brie. I can see Nikki getting involved.
God, she's so irritating to listen to. Just the whole ditzy. What the hell was that?
I just smoked the bug in here. Hope Pete is not listening.
I'm looking at Corey across the table, and all of a sudden I see him staring at something in the room, and I couldn't tell what it was, and took a nice David Ortiz hack right at the right at the bug.
Still living too.
Still living?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
All right. We'll take care of him after the show.
Yeah, show some mental toughness here. Try to complete this.
Show some restraint. Come on, Corey. This is your first official show.
Well, make sure the studio is properly prepared. I mean, what do you want me to do here?
Okay. All right. Moving on, jerk. We have John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in a steel cage. Is the result similar to what happened with Daniel Bryan in Providence a few months ago, where the rest of the Wyatt family is kind of unable to access the two of them? Or do we see one of the Wyatts possibly getting a little bit of a push and kind of show his ridiculous strength and rip the cage door off or something like that along those lines where the Wyatt family could get involved?
Yeah, I would think that Bray would be in line to win this one, given that John won at WrestleMania.
I mean, it would make sense.
I would love to see them do something like that, kidnap Cena, kind of like they did to Daniel Bryan and Kane, and then we get John Wyatt on Raw the next week in the janitor's outfit.
Well, he already appeared in the janitor's outfit one time.
He did, so yeah, he's used to it. The wardrobe has that available for him if he needs it.
We know it fits.
Yeah, it fits.
I mean, like you said, for WrestleMania, talking about WrestleMania and how John Cena won that match, I can't imagine that they would put him over again in this match. I mean, yeah, you want John Cena to win at WrestleMania. All the kids are happy. Million families watch WrestleMania. Everybody's happy. How many people are actually going to be watching Extreme Rules aside from those who have the WWE Network?
Like 5.
Yeah, I was going to say none.
Right. I can't imagine that they would have Cena go over Wyatt at Extreme Rules when it's not that major of a pay-per-view. But it is. Kinda.
He has to lose. I think. I just can't see a situation where Cena goes over twice in a row on Wyatt, especially if you're going by although this was debunked at WrestleMania, my Raw hypothesis. So Wyatt got the upper hand this week. Next week, Cena got the upper hand, leading to Bray with the victory at Extreme Rules.
What are your thoughts, Lee?
Bray's gonna win.
It's got to be.
It's just setting it up for that.
There's no other way, or else you just destroy every bit of momentum that the Wyatt family has built up over the last few weeks, or the last few months.
And I don't see Luke Harper or Eric Rowan interfering at all.
Not at all.
No, I think they're going to be
Is
added
there going
to
to be
like
a
another
stipulation
match.
where they are banned from ringside next week?
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. I feel like if they're out there, they're going to be involved.
Yeah, if they're banned from ringside at Extreme Rules, it's like, all right, why are you even having this pay-per-view? There should be no rules for anything.
Yeah.
And Steel Cages doesn't get my blood boiling like they get used to in 1989 when Cena was like, Steel Cage! It's like, who cares?
Okay, so we see those I saw one of those at the house show in New Jersey. Steel Cage match.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Although the Wyatts and the Usos, or whoever it was D-Bry and Wyatt versus the Usos was a pretty sweet match.
That was a great match. And that's the match I was talking about with Brian in Providence, where the two Wyatt family members were essentially useless. And Brian threw Bray off the cage into the two guys that were climbing up, trying to get into the cage, so they never actually got in. The cage essentially kept them out. But I just can't see with it being Extreme Rules and no disqualification or anything like that, I can't imagine that the Wyatt family will be completely left out of this matchup. I don't know. We'll see. So we're all in agreement that Cena loses.
Yeah.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
How many times are we going to sing that?
Too many verses on Raw.
No.
Like, he just kept going.
What was that last verse? It was like super intense. He was screaming something
about brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't know.
Bray's little remix.
Up next, we have, like I was saying to Corey before we started going live here on the After the Bell podcast, I think this is going to be the first pay-per-view in a very long time where the Divas Championship match won't be the bathroom break.
No, it'll actually be pretty good.
Well, not only that, but we have another match in the card that will be the bathroom break, and we'll get to that in just a second.
Yes.
But Paige is taking on AJ's old bodyguard, Tamina, for the Divas Championship. Does Paige retain?
Yes, but I'm hoping that Tamina doesn't botch anything because
she
does
kill
that
her
a lot.
She'll kill her. Lee and I were at SmackDown in Worcester, and Tamina almost killed Naomi twice.
Yeah,
dropped her on, and one of them was edited out of SmackDown because it was so bad. She landed on her head twice, and that poor girl's taken a beating in the last couple of months. She got the eye socket issue, but anyway, back to Paige and Tamina. I can't imagine that they would bring Paige up for the Raw after WrestleMania, have her beat AJ, who had been the champion for 280 something days, whatever it was. 295. I can't imagine that they would have her drop it almost immediately to Tamina, unless there was some plan to bring AJ back and kind of interfere with Paige, but that doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. She's off canoodling with Phil Brooks.
And what would be the point of it? Like, Tamina has no charisma. She's huge.
She's a handsome woman, too.
She's a handsome woman. Do we have any realistic stats on how big she is and how much she weighs? She's got to be at least 6 feet, I'd say, at least.
I would guess that, yeah.
She's an absolute beast.
I mean, I've never seen her in person, like up close, but she's significantly taller than all the other divas, and a lot more husky.
Hopefully, it's just a quick 6-minute match. Paige doesn't die and retains.
Hopefully,
that's what I'm hoping for.
But we're all in agreement that Paige retains.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I sure hope so, because Paige definitely shows a lot of promise for the Divas division, as does Emma as soon as she gets out of this ridiculous gimmick that she's in right now. Enough of the bubble dancing.
Did you see her sock puppet thing?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no.
It's bad.
It was bad. Let's not even talk about it. I don't know
It's
why
like
I
a
brought it up.
bedazzled Santino Cobra.
And then Santino's Cobra was attacking hers. It was... No.
Okay.
Yep.
Was it you guys? You sent me the picture of Emma with Dolph Ziggler,
yeah,
correct?
that was at a house show.
I would love to see that happen, where she gets away from Santino, who is I love Santino. He's funny, but the Emma dancing thing is getting really old, and she needs to be either on her own and going for the Divas Championship, because she's a great wrestler. I don't know if I've said it a million times on the After the Bell podcast that you guys should go back and watch Paige and Emma for the first ever NXT Women's Championship, and you'd see what those two can do in the ring, and you'd be begging for the same thing for Emma to stop dancing and get in the ring. But teaming her with Ziggler would be great. I would love to see some sort of storyline where Emma and Santino are doing the whole friend zone thing like they have been doing. All of a sudden, Dolph Ziggler comes in and steals the girlfriend. And
after he steals the show, of course.
After he steals the show, naturally. And just they kind of go off in their own way for a little bit and have Emma out there with Ziggler. And Ziggler needs a sidekick.
He always does.
When he was with
Just
AJ,
better,
it was
yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I actually have another idea, which is going in a completely different direction. I don't know if you guys follow Emma on Instagram.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's constantly making healthy breakfasts. I saw she had some wheat waffles and some blueberries either yesterday or today.
Mm-hmm.
Why not bring back someone who we were talking about before the podcast, Bill, Simon Dean, and have them team up, both using the Simon system and getting over that way?
I wonder where Simon Dean's at now.
Supernova? I don't know. He's probably like an accountant.
It's like
or
Richard
something.
Simmons' best friend.
Yeah.
Maybe he's off doing some sort of indie show. I wonder if he still has his health nut gimmick.
Or do we still have a segue? Our Vince was like, give that back, your cut.
I forgot he had this segue. You have a good memory.
Only on the important things.
So Paige and Tamina, we think that Paige is going to go over in that match. And up next is the match that we were talking about that will be the bathroom break. And it is one Alexander Rusev versus What's Up, R-Truth, and Xavier Woods. Where the hell did this matchup come from? And why is it on Extreme Rules?
It came from NXT.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we get the NXT expert over here.
Yeah, the NXT.
Please do tell
expert.
what has been happening on NXT.
Xavier Woods has been calling out Rusev on NXT.
Okay.
So apparently they decided to put it on Extreme Rules. Plus, with R-Truth, it is going to be a bathroom break.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a 2-minute squash match.
Poor R-Truth.
Horrible match. And I think I've talked about this before. Can we get black guys that aren't just like jive dancing stereotypes?
Please.
I'm pretty sure Xavier Woods has like a master. He might actually have a PhD in something. I'm pretty sure he's a super smart guy.
He is.
He's out there dancing like an idiot, him and R-Truth. Like, how about another character for either of these guys? I mean, R-Truth's kind of stuck in his, people over there, what's up? But Xavier Truth could do something different. Why not? He's got some talent.
Yeah. I did notice that most of the colored fellows are usually dancing machines.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, you go back to Crime Time, and they used to come and they used to crip walk to the ring, and
the political correctness of WWE is like set back 20 years, from where it currently is. Or like 30, like 50 years. Like, come on.
It's true. I don't know. This match. I mean, you have to see Rusev go over in this match, and I don't think there's any other.
That would be so funny if he lost. Super athletes.
I love Lana. Oh.
Yeah, another nice babe comes through the pipeline.
Those legs.
I call her legs on Twitter.
Those legs. Oy, oy, oy. Where's she from? What's her real name? Is she from America, or is she actually
I think she's
Russian?
Russian, yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Because that accent is just really bad.
It's like super out there.
Super athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But off that awful match, over the last couple weeks on Raw, we've had a number one contenders tournament for the Intercontinental Championship to see who would face Big E at Extreme Rules. And we're down to the final match, which is going to happen next week on Raw, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
Between Bad News Barrett and Rob Van Dam. I was pretty shocked that Cesaro wasn't in the finals of this tournament. But I did like how they made him lose with a countout. And it didn't make him look weak. He didn't get pinned. But it obviously is segueing into some sort of feud between Cesaro and Jack Swagger.
Yeah, I think at this point he's a little bit beyond the IC title. I think he'll have his blow-off match with Swagger at Extreme Rules, and then he'll be moving on. Maybe he's the next one up against D-Bry. Who knows? He's got Heyman behind him, so sky's the limit.
This is true. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up, really. I do see Bad News Barrett winning this match, as did most of the people that responded to the ATB poll. But there could be a small chance that RVD goes over in this match. RVD and Big E could have a decent match.
I would hate that.
I wouldn't watch it.
No?
I wouldn't care.
No?
No.
Yeah, I think Big E's been just kind of blah as a face. I liked him a lot better when he was with AJ and Dolph Ziggler. I think he's just better manufactured as a heel. He's just, I don't know, he's not doing anything for me as a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And RVD and him, maybe they could have a good match, but RVD, he's got no momentum. He's just a guy at this point. He's at a Jericho stage, I think, where he's just putting guys over, and that's what he does. And I think hopefully that's what he does with hashtag BNB here on Monday night.
I'm glad that after WrestleMania that Bad News Barrett started getting in the ring every single week, and clearly his match with Sheamus this past Monday on Raw shows that he puts on some epic matches.
That was great.
I was shocked that he won. I thought Sheamus for sure was going to win that. I'm very happy that BNB won that.
I mean, Sheamus is Hunter's guy, and it always has been. But I was definitely glad to see Barrett go over Sheamus in that match as well. Now on to the Intercontinental Championship match at Extreme Rules. Since we were all picking Bad News Barrett, does he defeat Big E?
I would hope so.
I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. I'd like to see BNB win, just because he's always been kind of my guy. Is he still bare knuckle boxing? Does anybody know that?
I don't know.
No, he's moved on from that.
Just throwing around bull hammers like it's no other.
Yeah. I think Big E's kind of just stuck at a crossroads here. He needs to either defecate or move off the pooping surface. So I'd like to see Bad News win. I think that could propel him.
I hope so. But Barrett's held the Intercontinental Championship before.
That's true.
WrestleMania 29. Well, he lost it at WrestleMania 29, but then he won it again the night before. Oh, the night after.
The night after.
I just hope that because of this tournament, or I hope that Bad News Barrett and Big E, or RVD and Big E, whoever it may be, have an epic match for the Intercontinental title at Extreme Rules and kind of put the Intercontinental Championship back on the map, because there's literally no title that anyone wants to go for aside from the top title now and the tag titles.
Yeah, and that's what I've kind of liked this IC title tournament, just putting a little more significance on the belt.
Right.
Instead of just holding it and never defending it, hopefully this will start something where people are whoever wins it's defending the belt, maybe not week to week, but bi-weekly or a couple times a month. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah. And what kind of drives me, or kind of grinds my gears a little bit about WrestleMania, is the whole Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that Cesaro ended up winning, and nothing really happened with that. But I would have loved to seen, instead of an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy be handed out, I'd rather see the winner of that have won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the trophy's broken, so it doesn't count anymore.
Right. So what happens now? Now Cesaro's going off into some crappy feud with Jack Swagger, who had his moment in the sun, and now he's just slowly fading out over time. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, Or like you said, I would have liked to see something more than just, yeah, he wins it. Yeah, he's a king of swing. Then never mentioned again.
He picked up Big Show and body slammed him over the top rope. I mean, that was a great accomplishment, but what did that get him?
Maybe I'm willing to take a little wait and see with him, because maybe this propels him to something bigger and better. But if he just wins it, it's never mentioned again, and he's back yodeling in a month, and I'll start questioning why they even had it.
Can we talk about his new theme music?
I hate
Please?
it.
Yeah, I hate it too.
That's pretty good.
Why? Why the siren?
I don't know.
Was he Scott Steiner?
That's what I thought was coming
Big
out.
Papa Pump.
Holla, if you hear me.
Yeah, that music's terrible. I like this old music where it was like the what is he, Swiss?
Yes,
It's like
it
the
was
Swiss
some
rap.
sort of like
It's
Swiss rap, yeah.
Ba-ga-ba-boo, ba-ba-za-za-la, and that's how it started.
Ding, ding.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I said on Twitter a couple weeks ago. I said as soon as the Real Americans break up, and Cesaro should go back to that music because it was awesome. It was great entrance music. I don't know.
Do love that Real Americans music though. Great
Sounds
music.
like CNN breaking news.
Yeah, I know. It's perfect.
Just picture like Wolf Blitzer coming on the screen. Here's what's happening now. I'm Wolf Blitzer.
I'm Wolf Blitzer. My station sucks.
Rumor I read this morning that Nancy Grace is going to do a wrestling special.
Why?
That's what I said.
But what?
But apparently she's having some unknown indie wrestler on, so hopefully he doesn't destroy the business by saying a few things.
What if it's brain damage?
I forget who it was, but
What if it is?
I'm going to try to find...
I don't even think he's still alive.
It's probably like friggin' like Kenny Dykstra or something. Some guy who's like always looking to bury the WWE.
the Spirit Squad reject, Kenny Dykstra.
I hate him.
Whatever happened to the other three guys that were in, besides Ziggler?
Mikey?
Did they just go away?
Mitch? I don't know.
Were they
just
ever any other
faded.
characters that I...
Sent to OVW by
Yeah.
DX, and that was it.
Try to search on Google here for a Nancy Grace wrestling special. Let's see here.
Or like Mark Merrow's liked burying WWE a little bit.
Is he? I haven't heard what he's saying. What is he saying?
No, I mean, this is going back to the whole Benoit thing where there was like a million wrestlers on. When Mr. Kennedy was on, I was like, I never did steroids. And like the next week, he was popped for steroids.
According to Nick Paglino of WrestleZone.com, it says, according to PW Insider, Nancy Grace will be holding a pro wrestling feature on her HLN show this Thursday night. RJ Brewer of Lucha Libre USA has been booked to appear on the show.
Well, if everyone wants to get to WWE, he better keep it clean.
I don't think he has any chance of going to WWE if he goes on that show.
Yeah, because they don't want any wrestlers talking to Nancy Grace.
They made it clear. Did they ever release like an official statement or anything like that?
No, it was just a warning.
Yeah, they gave all their talent warnings that don't go near anything that has to do with Nancy Grace.
Ultimate Dad. You're an idiot, Nancy.
WWE superstar, Diamond Dallas Page.
Hey, you know what? I'll give her some credit where she knows what she's doing. She makes a lot of money doing it. And that's the only credit I'll ever give her.
She's kind of like a shock jock on TV.
Yeah.
Where she's just loves to stir up controversy.
Controversy. Her and Gary Tagway.
Yeah.
Show.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Any other rumors that you've been reading about this week or anything like that?
Other than Sting, no.
Sting appeared on a couple of the Warrior Week specials.
Yeah.
What did he have to say for himself?
I only saw one clip, and it was on YouTube. And he said something about loving how Ultimate Warrior loved his tuna and
I didn't see that.
It was like a milkshike. It was like a
Great.
tuna. It was like a tuna egg and something. You throw it in a blender. You'd be like, I had my protein and I had my all this. And I don't know, but I didn't watch it yet. But I did see that Sting was on those specials.
He definitely put steroids in that protein shake, too, let's be honest.
Probably, but that was probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And not last week like Nancy Grace.
Rumors swirling about steroids. No, they're not.
Another WWE superstar dead.
Man, nothing like a good wrestling death to get those type of people just so fired up.
Another
to bury the
lawsuit
business.
for McMahon to combat.
Yeah. Titan Tower legal team's on that.
Oh man, between her and Glenn Beck and all those other clowns. Remember, there was a point last year where Michael Cole went and visited Glenn Beck,
Yeah, he tried to get into the building.
and they wouldn't let him in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty funny.
That was awesome. There was
Michael
a
Cole.
video on YouTube that they posted. It was like a 5-minute video of Michael Cole trying to get into Glenn Beck's studios.
Was he a bad guy at
Cole?
at that point? Yeah.
No, I think he was just doing some reporting because I forget why he was going there. But I think
do
Glenn Beck had something to say about WWE.
remember that. I love Michael Cole, too, by the way. Did you see him on Monday when Kane is about to blast D-Bry through that table, and he's like pointing, do something! You gotta do something!
Just do something,
Like,
Michael.
you can't do this!
JBL's like, I can't do something, Michael.
Yeah, I was like, what? JBL could easily get up there
Right.
and throw a clothesline from hell, but
That's what I'm
he's just an
saying.
announcer, so he loses half his strength, I guess.
He doesn't want his cowboy hat to get damaged.
I tell you what, Michael.
There's another point that we want to discuss that we were talking about before we went live. Was I haven't heard it yet. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet. I can't remember what you said, but Stone Cold Steve Austin came out, and that's a good choice of words.
Yep.
He came out and in defense of gay marriage.
That was shocking to me. I know maybe I'm just stereotyping his character being a southern redneck. Yeah, I thought he was some Baptist guy who hated gay people, but yeah, he couldn't have been more supportive. You know, he basically just came out and said, if you think two dudes should get married, give me a hell yeah.
Absolutely, and I don't understand what people's issue is with it.
Me either.
What people do behind closed doors in their personal lives, how they want to file their taxes, it's completely up to them. Why does anyone from the church or why does anyone from the government have any right to tell people what they can and can't do?
And like the people that are getting the guys or women that are getting married, they're not going into a Catholic church and getting married. It's a state, under the state they're getting married. Just to
They're
get the
going
same,
to their local town halls and getting married.
right, the same benefits that men who marry women can get. It makes no sense. And then, it's against the Bible. Bop, boop, boop. Well, how about divorce? Everybody gets divorced now.
50% of marriages end in divorce.
Yeah, it just makes no sense at all.
Oh boy. Lee is showing me a photo of Dean Ambrose giving the finger and hanging out with Renee Young.
Oh, boy.
That disappoints me.
And she has her hands through his hair. And
Oh, Renee, come on.
She was.
I love you.
Oh boy.
That's disappointing.
Who knows?
Maybe she got some brain damage.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wasn't she seeing some guy from The Score?
Was she?
Norm Souza, I thought.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I usually listen. He has a podcast too called the Cool Dudes Podcast.
Is it a wrestling podcast?
Yeah, it's a wrestling podcast, and I know they were at The Score together, and I thought they were dating. That would be disappointing to me if she's dating Dean Ambrose.
Oh, Renee. Maybe there was some subtle storylines behind the scenes with all those Shield and Renee promos a couple weeks ago.
I just feel like he's not that attractive of a guy.
He's just a weird
aesthetically,
dude.
he
I've
acts.
met the guy. He's a weird dude.
Yeah, I love what he does in the ring. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but
Come on, Renee. You can do better.
yeah,
There's actually a lot of photos of them together.
Oh, please don't show me.
I heard a rumor she got or is getting courted by ESPN. Did anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
Yes, Lee sent me a link to that. I didn't read the whole article, but I did hear that, and all I can say to that is no.
Yeah, she's she's the best backstage interviewer they've had.
She's awesome.
maybe ever.
Yeah,
I love Renee. She's awesome.
she's really, really good, and she has a broadcast background, so she knows what she's doing. She's not just some beautiful face off the street, and she's very professional about it. And I always enjoy seeing her on there for different reasons.
Yeah, she's super hot. Don't get me wrong,
Yes.
but she's also very, very good at her job.
Exactly. You guys have any? Yes.
Nancy Grace wrestling segment was canceled.
Ooh, RJ Brewer. It's got a letter from Vince.
Probably either that or the Lucha Libre USA decided to smarten up too and tell him not to go on. I don't know what Nancy Grace or HLN would be paying him to come on there, but I can't imagine that it's worth ruining your career over. Who knows? Any other any sorts of stories or rumors or anything you guys have heard over the last couple of weeks?
See, I don't get on the dirt sheets or forums as much as
Yeah.
I used to in my youth.
I used to read them almost every day,
Me
and now
too.
it's pretty much I only see what's on Twitter.
WWEclub.net. I used to post on that sometimes.
What the hell is that?
It's just an online forum, message board type deal.
Was it like a newer age 1-900 number or whatever they used to have?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. They had rumors.
Call and talk to Howard Finkel.
Yeah, that's how I first heard of Daniel Bryan. People would have American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, that'd be their avatar. And I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Then I watched some YouTube clip of all his finishing type moves, and it was so sweet. And that's how I was on the D-Bry train before he even got to NXT. So, yeah, I wouldn't call myself an original D-Bry fan, but I'm pretty close.
So we were talking about where the Spirit Squad is right now.
Oh, thank you for looking that up.
Oh, there's one person, Mike Mondo.
Mikey.
He was actually in a dark match last night
Wow.
with WWE.
All right,
Interesting.
Mikey.
He's been working in ROH.
Very cool.
What about Mitch? Nothing.
Nothing, that's all I got.
It was Mitch, Mikey, Nikki, Kenny. I can't remember the last one. Mikey, Mitch.
I forget.
We'll think of it. Anyway, I haven't seen much on Twitter this week. There's kind of a slow...
Johnny Jeter.
Johnny. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Spirit Squad. Gotta love them.
Tough.
Back when
Tough angle.
the McMahon minions, back in the day when DX reformed.
Yeah, and they got the poop dropped on them.
Which was just beans. You could see them on the ground. It was just beans.
No, it's poop. Definitely.
It's not real.
It's still real to me. Darn it.
I'm sure. And that phrase that Corey just said may mean something in the near future on the After Bell podcast, so stay tuned.
Teaser.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing else over here as far as future WWE, Extreme Rules, Raw, or anything like that I have nothing else over here. How about you guys?
All I have is that the ATB podcast is pro-gay marriage.
Yes.
I can say that uniformly.
We're very PC.
Absolutely.
And there's no reason to be against it, to be honest with you.
I feel like most of the people that are against it, like, how often are you talking to gay people or seeing gay? Like, in my life, I go to school in Boston. Maybe I'll see a gay couple walking once every 2 weeks or something.
And
they're just walking. They're not like doing each other on the common. You know what I mean?
That's what I think people they're so pissed off about it in the Catholic Church or in the government are concerned with, is that they'll be sucking face in public, which doesn't happen.
No.
I mean, I've gone down to Florida the last 6 months. I've gone down twice, and we've hung out with a lot of gay people down there, and they're awesome. There's no reason to be against anything they want.
They're just people.
Right.
That's the thing.
What they do in the bedroom behind closed doors is up to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't say that I would do it myself, but whatever happens with them is none of my business.
Right.
End of story.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
But hey, we're not going to get into gay marriage here on the After the Bell podcast. We dropped our opinions real quick, and that's where we're going to leave them. But that's pretty much going to do it. We're coming up on 58 minutes. So we got just about an hour, which is our normal length of the show, except for our last two, which were extra long roundtables. But usually we're about an hour every week. But once again, thank you to all of you guys who followed us in the last couple weeks on Twitter. We went from Friday before WrestleMania, we were at 173, and now we're at 698. So I'm very, very excited. Thank you. Round of applause. Thank you to all of our Twitter followers, and I hope you guys come along for the ride, because there's a lot of great things coming up. Corey, Lee, and I have been discussing a few things, and they're going to debut in the next coming weeks on the After the Bell podcast. So with that, episode 11 is coming to a close. There's many ways you guys can listen to the After the Bell podcast. You guys can search After the Bell Wrestling on iTunes, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get our new show as soon as it comes out. You guys can search After the Bell Wrestling on Stitcher Radio apps. We're also on YouTube every week on the ATB Wrestling page. And, of course, you can stream the podcast on our homepage, atbwrestling.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Bill_Neville. Lee, where can we follow you?
You can follow me over at WWE_LCM.
And Corey, how about you?
You can follow me at CT Pontes, PONN as in nice, TES.
So it's Bill Neville, Lee Morgan, and Corey Pontes. It's a 3-man band as of now and from here on out. And we welcome Corey officially to the show. And until we meet again, this has been the After the Bell podcast.